Okay. BTC, I'm looking at 8 hours. Um, 12 hours. At this moment, if recent past, this is a heavy consolidation zone. I would draw a simple box there. So the immediate requirement is to break above this level for the upside opportunity. This, which is around 23,800, let's say. And it had hit this support. So multiple bounces, if you look at even more bounces at a lower time frame. And this one went down, but not quite close below it. So it was still above. So we can say that 2 to 600 is defending. It was triggered once, we know that. So I have reactivated the alert. So again, we are going to watch this. So in my update last time on the BTC daily, I mentioned that this level 2260 22,600 is the warning level, and 21,500 is a risk level. A 1900 is a kind of a definitive risk level. Now, when I say risk level, means not necessarily it will crash, because technically it has to break 17,000. There is one scenario which we think, I'll show you in the higher time frame, which is a double bottom that is still on the uh, table, like that option, because I'm not convinced yet that it will go ahead with a V-shape kind of a recovery, and doesn't look like V-shape at this moment. So this is still a consolidation at one at specific angle, but it's not a V shape, like as if like this is a capitulation and then there is a recovery. So this it's trying to recover slowly for sure. Why? Because there is one positive aspect in this uh, development is this is a low. It is still making higher low. One thing which is not good is it has hit a ceiling twice, multiple. Look at, so I talked about this range, and then I would say this is another range. You could draw maybe different color. So this is another level. Um, so first it has to break about this, and then second this. I call the wall because this is very important resistance. So if Bitcoin is able to make new high, then we can safely say that BTC is likely to continue on the higher side, because then the probability of making new high, not just this, in my opinion, of course, it is a checkpoint, but it could hit 28K, 27, 28, in my opinion. So that's the setup we're seeing right now. From a support point of view, I mentioned these are the three key levels. This is the ultimate level. If this is broken, then the whole structure breaks. And this is early warning sign to, and this is a potential risk, right? So here I want, if I'm already holding long, I would not sell here. This is not for selling. Um, if I'm holding long, probably I'll reduce here, but and then second one would be this one, because even if it bounces, I'll have opportunity to get back in. So that could be my plan, because what we don't know is if this is broken, it will make a double bottom scenario or not is impossible to tell. Right? So at this moment, it is holding this support, so we are good, right? There's no immediate risk. There's no warning sign. So I'm going to update on other coin as well. Like I'm going to update a few ad hoc coin as well. And of course, the active list coin is likely to do well, looking at the current BTC setup. In fact, alts have more energy compared to BTC. and we'll cover them as well. And I'll highlight what all are having some momentum. Okay, so for BTC, this is a scenario. We need a breakout about 23,800 to start with, and ultimately 24,700. If we do, then I think we can look for higher level, and then in that case, all altcoin would just pump up hard. And what else? On one day, I don't think it will be different. Let's have a look at it. Yeah. Another thing, if you are very curious, what you could do is you may draw a line. Okay. You may draw a line. Usually horizontal lines are more effective, but you may draw this line, which is also intersecting with this. So if this line is broken, and sometime you have to adjust, sometime it does like this. So maybe we can try this one, which is around this one. So this is also an indicative that this particular recovery bounce is dying. But I think this horizontal lines are much better. Right. So right now, Bitcoin is not providing any opportunity, but even if it doesn't go down, which is I think a good news for alts, because alts don't mind if BTC doesn't move up. Or alt would mind only if it goes down. So as long as BTC doesn't go down, it's a good news for all. So that's how that's the typical behavior. So BTC is making progress in a very annoying manner. You can say that. Okay, so let's look at a higher time frame. Quick stand. I have. Okay, so this is weekly. Let's zoom out.
The screen is not moving.
Not. Oh, how about now?
Yeah, all the
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So this is what I'm tracking on a weekly big picture, where the whole entire pattern that you see, this was the consolidation phase. Yeah, you may draw a horizontal line, but I think I preferred to choose because it was leaning downside. So I changed the angle a bit. And so this bounce could continue on the upside, go and touches probably 27, 28K level. And this is where is the neutral zone, 27K to 32K. Neutral zone means this is where it has to finalize. So bounce up to this level is very, very common after so much of downside move. You see how many multiple weeks of downside move. So this bounce could go all the way up to 27K, 28K kind of a range. Basically from this to this, there are multiple resistances in between, as you see on a daily. So rejection could happen. So that's why I added a circle indicating or including those in resistance level. So anything up to 27K, even 28K is kind of normal. Okay, on a weekly time frame. If it enters this zone, neutral zone, I call, which is below this orange line, then we can say then there is a potential opportunity on the upside uh, from a reversal point of view. However, it has to break above this level. 32,000. It has to break above this level. It has to break above this level for new attempt. So this is very simple analysis in my point of view, understanding point of view. So we can say this is, and if I hide all the drawings, what we see here is very, very indecisive or confused price action. Yeah, this is a major downside move. This is like stability. This is a risk. This is a potential opportunity. This says, I don't know what I'm going to do. And this is say, okay, you know what, I want to go up, but I'm being pushed back. This is say, okay, I want to continue, but still there are, I mean, there are bears around me, kind of. So it's like, and this one is, they say absolutely no clue, where should I go? And in fact, the up and down, the size of the candle also indicates that it, as if it is waiting for something. This one at least wanted to move up, and then fine, it was then it couldn't break above the previous one. This is a significant one, but again we see sell off and this one. So but this one, if you look at the size of the candle, this type of candle is a continuation pattern, means this trend should continue, but absolutely no clue. So there was no stimulus in this one. This was Fed, and this was presumption that Fed would do something. I'll cover that part after the TA is done. I have few points to cover on the capital market, the fundamental and the Fed, which are, I think, important. So I'll just touch base those points. My own view. There are a couple of things. So this is like, it's going nowhere. However, it's a continuation pattern. That means at least we can say the weekly is indicating that this should continue on the upside, unless it breaks this low, which is 22,400 on from a candle point of view, right? So that's how we will interpret, right? So with the drawing, ultimately this is the level you would be looking forward, 32,500, because that's where it changes. Sometimes it could be 33K also. We'll see, because there is some, but ultimately 32,500 plus is what we need for it to go for new high. Technically, it is 43K, 44K for new all-time high, but trend reversal point of view, this is good enough. So this is weekly, very simple. Now, if I zoom out, this is extremely important level. Extremely means I cannot emphasize more than this, because this support is for this particular wave. Then there is one more support at 13K. So, but to me, if it breaks below this support, then it's not good at all. It's very negative, and it actually make the whole entire structure very fragile. So I hope it doesn't break. Yeah. Even if it sits here, we should be very glad, hopeful from that, because this is pretty good level for it to defend. Yeah, so I would like to see Bitcoin sitting about 28K and ultimately then break above. So that's what I would say. There's nothing much to add, because I think we know the key levels now on a daily and a weekly, and I would like to keep it very simple this time. So yeah, double. I think I should not extend this. There is a double bottom scenario in place. I doubt that this is going to go up all the way. I mean, typically that's not how it moves. And if it had to move, it has to be very quick. Let me show you. It's like a COVID fall. Like this was unwanted and unplanned kind of a thing. This was like pushed. Um, this was like forced upon move. So when such move um, occurs, then we see V-shaped recovery like that. But you see, it doesn't waste time in that case. Here, it went down, went up, and then this is double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to say, but this is how it moves. Even here, when it had to move, it went down, and then up. Of course, it couldn't continue. So I still think that this went down, when now it's going up, but it's likely to come down from here on. And then we should have a major checkpoint where it will decide. I would say in August month only, somewhere here by month end. So it should come down um, in this range 18K, 17, all the way. It could be all the way down, but somewhere here, and then we would know. So right now, I'm I'm not sure if it will break above 28K. So if I had to take side, I would looking for the downside move on a weekly before it makes any move on the upside. So this move on from 23K may reach 23 to 26K range, but not quite able to break above and continue moving up, which is, so that's not something I am expecting based on my experience. So a couple of $1,000 of move is possible, but possibly from here on it goes down, or maybe from 26K, 27K it goes down, and this is where it should be able to decide. So that's my bottom line or summary from a high level point of view. So that's Bitcoin. Now let's look at the alts, all the active list coins. So this is steady progress from Atom, looking good. And this progress is always going to be dependent on how well BTC does. So I think this chart has some key levels, but as I mentioned, for all the active coins, I'm not keen about particular resistance because they are going to behave as per the BTC. AVAX still in the box, but at least holding up pretty well. BNB is making steady progress, as we can see. It's about to break above, so we can expect it to move towards S1 or this yellow line. See Bitcoin. CRO is also making progress. I think we are going to see similar pattern across the board. Doge, there's nothing. I'll highlight the strong ones. DOT is showing strength. EGLD is definitely showing strength this week. Until last week, it was not. ETH is kind of slowed down. Here it was too strong. Here I see slowness. So anyway, we cannot predict the pace. The Filecoin is one of the strongest one at this moment. So in fact, I would like to draw this line, and you can expect. So this is where it is right now. This is up by 12%, but I see weakness in Filecoin. So though it's up by 12%, it is more like trying to gain its previous high. This one. So this could go again up to this level and then decide. So for this coin, I would say on a lower time frame, I would say it's so tempting, but I would like to wait for this to be broken about. Then I'll take the opportunity because this had a huge move, and this move looks very, very attractive. But I think it it will spend a lot of time here before it breaks above. So anyone who tries to get this one probably we probably have to wait for longer time. So I would wait. I would put an alert here and see how it does. That's my take on Filecoin. So Filecoin, this kind of a move was obvious. It has hit this downtrend line, but yeah, we should appreciate. Okay, it was a good one. Flux was good today, but I mean this week lost 80% of the weekly gain, but still making good progress. So this is looks like there is volatility in this one, but not bad. FTM is showing strength this week. Right, Gala, nothing much. HNT, nothing much. KCS is coming up. So KCS is showing strength this time. So we can expect it to break above this and could try to reach up to this level. You know what? I would like to move this one S2 to this level. So, yeah. So we can expect this move all the way to S2, 13.4. KDA is also likely to react near the orange line. So at this moment, nothing great. Chain link is continue to go up. It could go up all the way to $10. So there's still 20 to 30% move. I mean 20% plus move is possible. LTC, okay, not bad. Luna pumped up this week, but very volatile. We'll just keep it right now. It's no longer a star on, I mean star coins. So MANA is showing strength, right? So I think this is looking for breakout. So this one could go all the way to 1.6. 50-60% is possible. At this week, at this moment, I would say this. Yeah, Matic. Matic is struggling. So Matic was a front runner, and then later on, it slowed down. You can clearly see how it is reacting near this orange line. So some of the coins were not moving up and now started moving up. We saw them. And some of the coins like Matic were early movers and now slowing down. So I always say that it's not a race. Every day there is going to be something, but I think as long as BTC it doesn't go down those key levels, any coin that you pick up from the active list is okay. Because you don't never know which coin start pumping when. So if you have Matic, probably there's nothing in last 2 weeks. So if you had bought this one here, there's no gain for you, right? But if you have bought Filecoin, then there's good gain. So sometimes you cannot predict which coin will move up at what pace and speed. That's difficult. But what we can say, they are going to make so Matic, we can say it has hit a ceiling at this moment. So it's kind of waiting. One is showing strength, so we can expect it to make a bigger move here. It was doing nothing, like as I said, some coins were doing nothing, but now this could make a big move. RNDR I had hit this one and right now still it's a very, very volatile coin. I mean, when it shoots up, it's as if there's no other coin like RNDR, but It's not consistent. Anyways, if this is broken, we can expect it to touch 1.29 or 11. Sandcoin was reacted from this blue line, which is obvious. If it is able to break above, then it will try for this 2.1. Okay. Or maybe 2. SKL now getting some momentum. We can expect it to hit 0.083 at the upper edge of the box. So is struggling, and also it had a problem, right? While it was hacked and all that, so not a good scenario for Sol. And we could see in the price action as well that there's no momentum and it's really struggling. We can move up a little bit, covering some edges. So yeah, this is still a very heavy resistance zone. So this box is still valid. So I don't think there's opportunity on Sol at this. Um, but you never know. If it is able to break above then I think good. Otherwise, at this moment, Sol has nothing. So I highlighted a few coins which are strong this week. And in summary, I would say refer the BTC. Some of you joined just now. I would say you check the recording after my post today. There are a few levels I highlighted. I think you keep an eye on them. In fact, now we have alerts, so you don't have to at least track. So those alerts are active. What we'll do today is so this active list analysis is complete, and pulse check sort of we can utilize some time for pulse call, and I'll update on the recent announcement I made on the signal, right? And then I'll talk about a few things on the capital market. So I'll turn off the recording here, because anyone who is live would get to know the rest of the stuff.